Tell us about the situation in your region, because you may be looking to follow the lead of Epping Forest District Council.
Oh, hi, yeah. So good morning. So yes, we have a asylum seeker hotel here in the borough of Broxbourne. This opened in December 2022. We sought to get legal advice when the hotel was opened about stating that it wasn't the correct location for the hotel. We was told, you know, you have to accept the hotel. So now, following on what Epping have done, we will be looking at bringing in planning enforcement. In my view, the hotel is not being used for the purpose that it is supposed to be used for. So we'll be looking very closely at what Epping have done. We'll be looking at the ruling of yesterday, and we will be seeking legal action.
Hotels are designed to house people. You're challenging this on a planning basis. What are you saying is being contravened?
So it's run as a hotel, but it's pretty much being used as a hostel. The hotel itself has a massive strain on the local services here, so GP appointments are very difficult to get, there's pressures on local schools. The residents of Broxbourne are really starting to feel the pressures now, so it is time for us to start looking at taking action to see the closure of the hotel.
So see the closure of the hotel in its current form. If the High Court was to rule in your favour, what would you do then? What would happen to the people in the hotel? What would happen to their status within your council district?
In my opinion, that will be a decision for the Home Office. I was elected to represent the people of Broxbourne, and that's what I will be doing.
But if the Home Office said, right, there's some HMOs that are available to house people in Broxbourne, you would accept that, would you?
I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to look very closely at what's happening with Epping. So I believe their closure date is the 12th of September. As I say, we'll be working very, very closely with Epping and seeing what they're doing. And when those decisions come up, we will be making those decisions at that time.
Because I guess the challenge that the government will say, and I'm sure the minister will say, is, look, we acknowledge that hotels aren't the best solution here, but they are kind of the least worst. And I wonder if not in hotels, then do we end up kind of chasing the problem around and having even less adequate solutions? And obviously the Home Office will look to councils like yourselves to try and play your part. You're saying you're going to wait. Are you doing any contingency planning to potentially mitigate against any closure of the hotel in Cheshunt, for example?
I think here in Broxbourne we've played our part. We have housed asylum seekers now since 2022. As I say, they are taking a massive strain on local resources and services. The government do need to come up with a clearer plan to stop immigration. They need to protect our borders. Our local residents shouldn't have to suffer the consequences for these people that are coming here illegally. As I say, we will be looking, seeking all the correct advice, and as soon as we have that, we will take everything we can forward, and we will be fighting really hard here to represent our residents and for those people's voices to be heard.
You say the phrase, we've played our part. It's past tense. It implies to me that you'd like to see no migrants within your district at all.
I don't think you should be putting words into my mouth. I haven't said that. I've just said the asylum hotel here is not best placed here. It's, you know, as I say, it's a massive pressure on our local resources here, and you know, we are seeking the closure of the hotel.
What are your constituents, what are people in the region saying to you? What are the concerns that they're airing at the moment?
I mean, we've been having protests here. We've been having 3 weekly protests. These are growing very large in size. I think that speaks a lot of volumes to what our constituents here are saying to us, and we're going to listen to those people.
And when you say listen, what are they saying?
I think people have had enough. They would like to see the closure of the hotel. We aren't sure who is in the hotel. There's a lot of concern around here. You know, people are afraid. If you look at what's happened at the Bell, people are very concerned that we're going to start seeing that here in Broxbourne. And people are concerned. I'm a mother of 5 daughters myself. I'm a resident here in Broxbourne. I share concerns.
You share concerns. I'm just trying to get to the heart of these concerns, because we talk about concerns, but we're not really describing what those are. What are you as a mother concerned about? What are other people concerned about here?
So the main concern here, as I keep saying, is the pressure it puts on our housing service. It puts pressure on our GP services. We're not a large borough here. We are a very small borough. So we have pressures on our GP services, we have pressure on our local schools, we have pressure, you know, on ambulances services, all those sort of things. Those pressures are really starting to take the toll on our small borough here.
We've talked lots about the reduction in funding and capacity for councils across the country over years of austerity and reductions. What impact is that having as part of this wider picture? What impact is that having in logistical terms, in the way that you're able to support not only people that live in the borough, but also the people who are currently being housed in the hotel, for example?
I'm not sure on the funding that we are currently receiving. That is something that we will also be looking into, but the impact has been massive on us as a council. As I say, you know, it puts pressure on our housing. We already have high demand pressures here for our housing, and this is just adding to that.
Corina Gander joining us live from Broxbourne. Good to have you with us. Appreciate you sharing your time. Thank you.